All right, welcome everybody. This will be a small informative speech on transportation accessibility in U.S. national parks. What is stopping you from visiting our nation's greatest treasures? It could be a hectic work schedule, financial barriers, or possibly even fear of cell phone reception. But for many people, the factor hindering them from visiting is a lack of adequate, cost-effective, and timely transportation to destinations that are far removed from major population centers. So my intent today is just to inform you about the importance of transportation in making U.S. national parks accessible for everybody. And I will be doing this through research on the topic, and analysis of my past transportation experiences in national parks. My intent is to have everybody understand the role that transportation plays in making national parks accessible so that we can begin to make more sustainable transportation decisions when traveling, as well as advocating for more public transportation options so we can make these destinations easier to visit for everybody. All right, so I'm going to share a picture here with you. This here is Acadia National Park. In the past decade, Acadia National Park in Maine has seen a 60% increase in visitation. This is according to the New York Times. This has been a common trend among U.S. national parks, especially since COVID restrictions have been lifted within our country. With this incredible increase in visitors, many transportation-related issues have arose, creating congestion like we see here, causing parks to turn away visitors at the gate once parking lots have been filled to capacity. And sometimes this happens only after just a few hours of the parks being open for the day. So that's why we need to understand what is transportation accessibility and why does it apply to this situation. So the definition of transportation accessibility is the degree to which reaching or interacting with a certain destination or activities can be done with ease. So factors that heavily influence this include time, money, and effort. That's the ease part of it. So in an area that has high transportation accessibility, it's going to be easy to get to, not cost a lot, and it'll be timely to reach. And then, of course, the opposite for areas with low transportation accessibility. So here's a picture here of Arches National Park, and this is just the line to get into the park this year. So first off, we'll discuss time. It takes time to reach areas that are far removed from the cities and where everybody lives. To eliminate all the factors of that, you have to be very far removed from them. And so we need to think of solutions to shorten the amount of time it takes to visit a park. You can't shorten the distance per se, but you can provide public transportation in areas for visitors to reach the most common points of interest without adding congestion with additional vehicles like we see here in this picture. So traffic in and around U.S. national parks is a huge problem, and it's very hazardous and takes time because people can't get into the places that they want to see. Another thing that is a huge factor, and this is going to be money. Traveling great distances to visit these destinations that are so far removed from development is often difficult. They're difficult to access because of distance, I guess, and also the terrain that you might have to traverse. People can't, get over mountains and everything with just maybe their regular commuting vehicle. So in order to fix this, we're going to need to create transportation within 2 national parks and around national parks. And a great example of this is Yosemite. Here's a picture of Yosemite right here. This is what it looks like in the valley, the most visited destination in the park. And Yosemite actually has a great example of transportation accessibility, and that's going to be the YARTS system. That stands for Yosemite Area Rapid Transit System. And what they do is they provide transportation from big hubs in California to Yosemite National Park through like a one-time payment with the park entrance fee being included, making it super simple for people to reach the destination. And I'll show you here a map. Let's see. This is what that transit center looks like. So you've got Merced, Fresno, all those big areas in California, and they're going to take you straight to Yosemite and back for a one-time fee. So this really does help people with money, and it also helps people with ease, which is going to be the third factor of transportation accessibility. By paying a one-time fee, people don't have to think about all the different parts of transportation they have to take to get to the park, because oftentimes you have to take many forms of transportation, including air travel, bus travel. Some national parks need a ferry to travel, and then followed by a shuttle. And then with this, you can just get on that one bus. It'll take you wherever you'd like in the park, and where you are in the park will be provided to you for the whole rest of the day. So yeah. This is especially important to our international tourists. International tourists alone, there have been approximately 4.6 million international tourists just last year that visited U.S. national parks. That makes up a huge amount of people visiting national parks from outside of the country, and it's unfathomable to think about how many forms of transportation those people need to reach that destination that's so far removed. So overall, transportation accessibility in U.S. national parks needs a comprehensive analysis in order for us to reach a place where public lands are easily accessible no matter where you are. With that, we have discussed the importance of transportation in U.S. national parks, and hopefully through that understanding, we can move forward in finding solutions to address the common factors that play into transportation accessibility, and thus provide visitors from across the world with more access to America's greatest treasures. Thank you.